everybody's caught up with, well, the stuff that's been going on. Raja Jackson assaulting Psycho Stu in the ring, um, beating him in the face 23 times, sending him to the hospital, which thankfully Stu's on the mend and recovering, sitting up and, you know, going in a positive direction rather than the way that most people thought he was going to go. But I've got two. Well, one of it's a full podcast, but we're not going to cover the whole thing, and it's definitely going to be sped up. From uh, from AJ Mana, who was one of the people that was related or had some doing in having Raja there. So apparently he has a big old crash out in this and loses his mind over everything, which I guess I can understand. He didn't do anything, but people were blaming him for a lot. And then I've also got more from the Epic. He sat down and did more of like a in-depth or a more personal version, a more personal sit down with just himself when it comes to him talking about everything going on. So let's hop into that and let's check it out.
The real fucking story.
All right, right
So,
into it.
AJ Minor is here. I've been knowing him for quite a few years now, and I have known nothing but good from this young man. He's here. He was fucking there. Raja was his guest, and he's going to explain to you in his own words what the fuck really happened.
All right, before AJ, before I let you go, let me let all the people that's in the live stream know if you got any comments, any questions. If we have time, we'll get to those. Leave those in the comment section. Also, super chats are open. If you want to donate to the show, hit the super chat button. You can donate to the show. We appreciate all the support you guys show to F Y'all podcast. Let's get all that out the way. But right now, AJ, before we do anything, like Pop said, at the end of the day, all me and CT got is opinions. All everybody else has is fucking opinions.
Yeah.
You were actually there. Raja was a guest of yours, so I want you to talk about that. Honestly, talk about whatever you're comfortable with talking about, but this is your story, and I want you to tell it.
Well, I'll start off with an old saying we all are very familiar with. Opinions are a lot like assholes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink.
Okay. First of all, you can already tell it's going to be some bullshit starting out like that. Just because you can already tell that there's going to be no blame taken and there's going to be projection. Just the way I look at it. Oh, I forgot the transition. There we go.
Let's just clean them up and deal with the facts. So my standpoint is I'm not dealing with anything with regard to speculation, rumor, hearsay, anything of that nature. I will deal only with my personal experience. I will deal only with the facts as I witnessed them and as I acted, as whatever came out of my mouth, wherever these 2 feet went, and whatever I was involved in. Guess what? In a video that was.
And essentially, what you're saying is, this is my truth. I'm going to tell you my truth.
Over an hour long, hour and 30 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, whatever it was. In that entire video, you will only see my ass 8 minutes. 8 fucking minutes was my activity in that entire thing. I had the least amount of involvement in this shit. However, I'm taking the most of the heat for it because what's happening, I won't get too deep into family ties and shit like that, but it's very obvious. It's easy to go ahead and throw me under the bus. Very
AJ, before you go on, let me let the people in the comment, because a comment just popped up, and let me say this: if you go come here and talk shit, I will boot your ass right out of this live stream. Let's make that real clear.
Okay, and right there, that just tells you're weak as fuck and you're weak as hell that you can't take. I don't give a shit what my audience says to me. Call me an asshole, call me a dick. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. If you're gonna sit there and boot people because they're giving their opinion on the way that they see the situation, you're just goofy. Goofy as fuck.
You calling somebody a punk and all of that shit, fuck that. You will get your ass booted out of here real quick.
straight up.
Go ahead, Adrian.
I'm a very humble, kind, and respectful man. I stand by a moral code, not just from that stems from the Marine Corps, stems from my upbringing as a fucking man. One thing I am not gonna ever do is double cross another man. One thing I will never do is set up another man. What you don't know about AJ Mana, what you don't know about fucking Andre, fuck the gimmick. Fuck the gimmick. This is Andre talking, nigga. You don't like that I say nigga? Guess what? I'm from Compton. I left
Loudest in the room is never always right.
Compton when I was 12. I was adopted into a Samoan family. You know why? I don't know my father. I fucking hardly even knew my mother. Yeah, I'm a nigga. Didn't know that, huh? AJ Mana, that's a fucking moniker. That's a gimmick. Nigga, this is Andre. My life is ruined because of your speculation. My life is ruined, and you know who you are because you decided to throw me under the bus to protect your own image, to protect what you perceive to be your own good name, when your name really ain't shit to nobody no more. Because the facts are out there. And I'm not afraid of you motherfuckers anymore. I've been afraid of you for 6 fucking years. I'm not fucking afraid of you anymore. You know who I'm talking to. Like I said, nigga, this is Andre talking.
And see, this is, I mean, other than legal issues, I don't understand why he won't speak out. If he's no longer with this company, depending on if they have a gag order on him or not, but I'm assuming not because so far we haven't seen anything legal as far as what's going on. But this is just me assuming. Why isn't he out here talking about who it is? Put the names out there. What's stopping you from being that way? Just saying it.
So let me start from the very first fucking 5 seconds of that video. Raja, who is a teammate of mine, who is the son of Quentin Rampage Jackson. The man, not a character, not what was worked into a fucking storyline. Like I said, let's deal with the facts. Fact, he was a guest. I didn't bring him to the show. I was a part of the show. Fact, I am not a promoter. Dumbasses, I am a talent. Fact, it wasn't even my idea to have a storyline with Raja. Why? I have no creative control. I don't own the fucking company. I carried out what was told to me to fucking do. Fact, I was unaware that by carrying out what I was told to do, I would then be scapegoated to protect them. Okay. Raja gets to the door. Unbeknownst to whoever was working security, again, and I'm not gonna do names. That's what I'm not gonna do. The way
Why
I
not?
come up, you don't name drop.
Why
You
not
just spit
put-
facts. Y'all do.
Okay, it just bothers me so much. You're saying I'm spitting facts. Then spit the names. Say who it is. Be honest. Who is it that you're talking about? Quit being afraid to say it and just say it. So people aren't speculating the whole time. They're not questioning you. They're just like, oh, okay, I guess it is this person.
Fucking put 2 and 2 together on that. So, homeboy didn't know that I had spotted a VIP ticket for Raja. There's always been discrepancies when it comes to this ticket sale shit. I've always had a good amount of people support me. For some fucking reason, the numbers just never seem to add up. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be my pockets were always empty and his y'alls were really filled? Do I really need to get into that? Nah, we're dealing with facts, right? Okay, so for some reason or another, his name went on the list. So guess what? I forked up another $30 to get his fucking name on the VIP list. Why? Because unbeknownst to the production, at the time, the day prior, there was a meeting with myself, Raja, and his pops about beginning a collaboration as they are doing this, what you call this shit, dude? This live stream shit.
Okay.
What was
Yeah,
that?
it was kick live stream.
Right? Hey, that's what it was. Well, it turns out they had millions of followers. This shit was popping. Rampage said to me, you know what? I see you've been working hard to get your name out there, but this fucking something just ain't clicking. Like, people know who you are, but, bro, like, if you get on this stream shit with us, like, people gonna talk shit. And they did. People gonna talk shit, and, you know, they gonna fucking, they gonna rage bait you and all that. But just, you know, just be cool about it, and, you know, people, your following will go up. And it did.
It's called the internet.
It really did. So,
It's literally called the internet. If you're not ready to be rage baited, if you're not ready to be trolled, if you're not ready to be called out, if you're worried about being called names and everything else like that, you shouldn't be on the internet. I'm sorry. You just get off. Because it doesn't work that way. You can't just be like, oh, well, I want my safe space. There's no safe space on the internet.
then we started talking about, okay, what if we bring this stream over to Nox Pro? It'll be good for them and it'll be good for you. Raja was there on business. Raja wasn't there. And look, that leads me to the can. We'll get to that. If y'all out here trying to say this whole thing was a work, this whole thing from the jump was a part of a storyline that went wrong, that's bullshit. And for those that this may upset, I'm dealing in facts, right? I'm not going to perpetuate the bullshit that you want me to put out there. Well, I can't say put out there because most of you told me to shut the fuck up and not say anything and let it die out. No, you didn't want this to die out. You wanted me to fucking die. That's what you wanted. That's why you wanted me to say nothing. And thank God for people like CT that saw through the bullshit. There was no storyline because Raja wasn't there to be a part of the show. Raja was a guest. Raja was my VIP. Raja was there for business. I then get Raja to the fucking locker room, introducing him to the owner/promoter, whose name I will not mention. He knows who the fuck he is, and that's all that matters.
If you want to find out, Google the shit.
Yeah. I'm not the owner or the promoter. Let's make that clear. I'm the talent. Was. Introduce him. Now, on my way to introducing him to the owner, I bypassed several wrestlers, several people, several others that were not talent in that locker room. We're talking about outside the fucking venue, a locker room setup outside, okay? For those that wanted to pander to this idea of this 1980s mentality of kayfabe. Kayfabe is dead, bitches. I don't know if you're aware. The curtain was pulled back long ago, so stop trying to use that kayfabe bullshit.
I mean, yeah, social media definitely killed the kayfabe of wrestling. That and all the wrestling magazines that I do not understand how they still hang around.
All right? And then if you want to talk about kayfabing the fucking boys in the locker room and all that shit, well, don't have your wife in there. Don't have your mama in there. Don't have your girlfriend in there. Don't have your nieces and your nephews and shit in there. They did. But let me bring somebody in that's there for business. That don't really look like everybody else that was in there. Oh, we got a problem. Yeah. That part.
So I want to ask plainly and clearly, in particular about the wrestler that said that he thought that Raja was talent or worker.
I made it very clear who Raja was from the jump. In fact, I introduced Raja before he even fucking walked up into that general vicinity as being the son of Rampage and a live streamer who is currently rolling right now. Rolling, yeah, his camera's on as he is live right now. Is that okay?
So this is something that I kind of had an issue with. So he's saying that Raja was rolling already. Now, if you go back to any of the footage that Raja had out on his live stream, there was nothing where AJ said anything about who he was. He never made a comment about, oh, this is Rampage's son. Until they got to Stu.
Okay. Oh, yeah, his dad too? Oh, Rampage? Oh, yeah. Hey, tell him to bring his dad too. Get his dad over here. This is great. It's good for us. It's good for business. It's good for all of us. Go ahead, record whatever you want. And tell me if I'm fucking lying. As the Lord God Almighty is my witness, there will not be a lie that comes out of my mouth. That part. So we get past that. All of that is ascertained.
And sir, you have to say that part to something you say. No, people say that to you. They say, oh, that part. Not, yeah.
He is there on business or for business. Not to do business in the show, to promote the show, to promote me, to promote himself. It was a cross-collaborative agreement. Simple as that. Which leads into the next detail. Who are you? What are you doing here? Type shit. the bullying. I'm not going to expound too much on that because it's very fucking sensitive right now, considering the fact that one of my brothers is currently in the hospital. Yeah, I said it, my brother. He's got the same fucking tattoo on his fucking forearm because he's a cowboy from the fucking Double Six Reds, just like myself. Y'all want to suggest that somehow I would set up my own brother? Y'all want to push this fucking narrative that me, not the gimmick, the fucking human being.
Yes, that's a good question. So they made him to a work after the altercation.
After the altercation, yes, sir. After the fact. Now let me get to that. Y'all saw the fucking video. I don't even know why there's like questions about this. It is so cut and dry. It's so obvious. But y'all let these celebrities fucking get on here that you've been working out for fucking years. And this guy's like the fuck out of you. The proof is in the fucking pudding. Yes, he went too fucking far. We don't have to ascertain whether or not he went too far. We're not there yet. Like I said, I'm going to take you through every fucking experience I had. I'm trying to absolve myself right now of these false allegations that I somehow, what was the term? I prompted
or somehow was
attempted, attempted murder, an accessory to attempted murder.
Now,
that's a very fucking serious allegation.
AJ said that we no way condone
unliving. You can't say that anymore. Unliving.
All the actions of Raja. Now, I don't condone everything he done, but there's more to the story than you know.
And that's why this conversation is so important.
Which is why Pops hit me up like, get your ass to my house. Because I've tried. Like I said, I was told to keep my mouth shut. So I tried to handle it in-house. Most of the entire fucking group is pointing fingers at me saying, that's your boy, you're responsible for it. I am not responsible for what another grown-ass man decides to do. I'm not. If I have a brother who decides to break into someone else's house and shit in their kitchen sink, is that my responsibility? That would be theirs. Although there is a connection, their actions are not mine. Their actions, I do not pay for it. Again, I don't condone it, but I'm not liable.
Exactly.
No. Was there a waiver signed for my match? Was there a waiver signed for any fucking match that I've been in the past 6 fucking years? We're dealing in facts now. Waiver? Really? You guys saw the fucking video. This is my frustration. Was there a waiver? You saw everything in the video. That camera never stopped rolling. That camera was on me the entire time. To protect me and to protect Raja. To prevent bullshit speculation. The part in the fucking segment, as this was a vignette, unbeknownst to you motherfuckers that are saying that I put a hit out on him, you didn't know that was a part of the fucking storyline, did you? No. I'm jumping ahead because I'm frustrated. Check it out.
I'll take your time, brother.
We had already introduced the owner and Raja.
Now, I will say that people did assume that AJ put a hit out on him. Like, the Epic made the comment that, or Doug made the comment that AJ put this hit out on Stu. And yeah, I don't know if I fully, realistically, I don't agree with that. I don't think he would, like, it's just goofy that he would put a hit out on Stu. That's one of those, that is one thing that I disagreed with Doug or the Epic on. I didn't think that was, it's not realistic. Like, it's not realistic that this guy would do it. I mean, just looking at it as it is.
Raja recognized some of the talent because Raja has been following my career since I fucking started in professional wrestling. You know why? Because it was Raja. It was Pops here. It was my aunts. It was Rampage that pulled up to my very first fucking wrestling match 6 years ago. So there was certain talent there in the locker room. Raja's like, oh shit, you're this, you're such and such. Oh shit, you're such and such. And then up walks someone. Don't worry about them. You know who I am? Oh no, I don't know who you are. Oh, you should. I'm such and such. I don't know who the fuck that is. Ha! Need I say more? That wasn't a work. That wasn't a fucking storyline. That was a fucking shoot. For those that are offended at the fact that I just told the truth, fuck you. Because now my fucking life is ruined over your lives. So fuck you.
Before you tell your story, before we went live, you were talking. I mean, if you're okay talking about just how this has impacted your life, your personal life.
I got a call from my fucking job. We saw the TMZ video. You're an accessory to an attempted murder. We gotta let you go. I can't fucking wrestle anymore. I'm gonna pay my fucking bills because y'all niggas want clickbait.
So clearly, the one point that I really want to overemphasize is that he knew beforehand that Raja was not a worker. He was not a worker. He knew that beforehand. But if you just look at the video, it looks like, oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know. But from somebody that was there, that's not the truth.
Yep, and that's hearing that side of the story is the part that I really have issue with now.
And see, this is where, me personally, I want to see more than one of these people come out. Even though right now the company, school, whatever, Knox is telling people not to talk about anything or speak on anything. So realistically, we have his side of the story. The Epic or Doug spoke about the stuff in ring and when it was happening to Stu. So we don't have anything from him about before that. So I would like to see, I mean, this is just me. I would like to see other parts of this story from these other, the other talent about what happened up to where Stu was. Because otherwise, nothing's gonna change where the story is. Because realistically, AJ could be telling the truth that everybody knew that Raja wasn't talent. He was just there to be there. And before anybody thinks like, oh, you're defending Raja, I'm not defending Raja. That's a grown man. But as far as AJ, I'm not really defending. I'm not defending him, and I don't think he put out a hit on Stu. I don't. But I also, from the video, realistically from the video, I didn't see AJ run out there to stop Raja. So that's just what I'm going on right now. I would like to see other people from before the instance that's shown, the video that is shown. I would love to see what other wrestlers, or superstars, or a talent, what they said and what was said before then.
Cover for y'all, but when one of your so-called boys is getting fucking buried, radio silence. Didn't nobody fucking stand up for me. Didn't nobody fucking defend me, so fuck y'all.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up.
What? I'm prepared for that too. Oh, what I can prove? Hey, guess what? I got all the footage, dumbasses. Y'all got the edits. I have the originals. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for court. Trust me. Counter-suing, bitch. Counter-suing, by the way. Damn good word.
Now, with you, Kong, I agree. Like, before I had my initial opinions on the shit that I saw, the clips I saw. And my thing, I said from the jump, I was like, hey, I don't know how this dude is going to escape any kind of jail time. They said the LAPD is investigating this whole situation. I just don't see how, because honestly, the slam.
I like this fucking going, bro.
Yeah, the initial slam looked like it knocked him out.
My whole fucking life is ruined, man.
Why would you tell fighter to go in there and get your payback, your receipt, knowing that he's not a pro wrestler, he don't know how to fake this shit. I mean, somebody got to be, you can't do that. You just
and that's where the promotion is going to be held negligent for that, because you, again, me growing up a wrestling fan, if I'm sitting next to AJ and he said, because AJ, let me ask you this, when you told him to give the receipt, you flat out just said what a receipt was, so he knew what it was, right?
He said he knew about the receipt.
The receipt, you explained to him how the receipt works. Yeah.
But then, like, okay, so, excuse me. This is what we call a workshoot. So a workshoot is you take something real and you work it into the actual segment to blur the lines between falsehood and reality. So what I was doing in that video was a workshoot. I took a real situation and I flipped it, right, to make it a part of the show. So you'll see in the video where we're laughing. We got past all the bullshit and we all okay. And I was like, man, fucked up, because now we got to bring in Rampage. Rampage, know what that ass fucking son, and then we're laughing. And then I went from laughing to pissed because the camera was still on. So I'm like, fuck, I got to work the camera, right? So then I'm like, remember what a receipt is? I'm in character now. Remember what a receipt is? Fuck the receipt, man. Fucking, no, tell him. Give him one. Give it to him fucking hard. If anybody got a fucking problem with it, I'm gonna be there. The guy gonna be there. I wasn't even in that when I'm working this storyline.
Put that other question back up, Mike.
Which one?
One was in yellow.
So I'll just keep. I wasn't even gonna be involved. Yeah, when I figured out, like, from a vet to a vet. Okay, can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
I was out of the fucking.
Okay. Nah, never mind.
Building. I didn't even know this shit was happening. I wasn't in the building. Watch the footage. Don't pull that vet shit with me. I wasn't anywhere around.
Is it your fault? But still, court is a bitch. No disrespect.
Court is a bitch, especially when it comes to counterclaims and falsehoods and bearing false witness under oath. You're fucking right. It is a bitch. And guess who's gonna come out on top? God's chosen, motherfucker.
Damn right.
What's the next question? Mike, what's the next one you pulled up?
Hold on. There's a whole bunch of them here.
He's really heated. Look at him.
Something to ignorant motherfuckers. They just won't accept it. They want to stick with the bullshit narrative because all you like is fucking rage bait, clickbait. Might as well just go masturbate. A lot of baits. Just baiting this, baiting that. Don't want to deal with facts, dude. Y'all are fucking funny as fuck.
This
is my thing. We don't know what was going on.
This right here, this comment, I'm not gonna fucking disrespect you. Liam, that's not what I'm here for. But comments like that is speculatory. Like I said, I don't want to deal with speculation. I don't want to deal with any rumor. I just want to deal with the facts. Just facts. That's all.
This comment here.
Okay, but there's no fact. Like, he really hasn't put. My thing is when it comes to when they say facts, these facts, then put your receipts. I know that you can't put everything out there because you're going to go to court, but in the court of public opinion right now, you look like an asshole. at least drip feed some of these fucking people on the internet that are looking at it, because you have people like Asmongold, Tectone. I mean, look, Night Talk, 110,000, 111,000 views. And his video is literally called "This is Disgusting." I mean, put something out there so it doesn't look like, because I mean, the way he's acting right now, he looks erratic. I understand he's upset that, you know, his career's over, which I mean could be true, could not be true. If it's, you know, if he ends up going to court and they say, you know, you're not even related to this, there's nothing, you weren't in the like he said, he wasn't in the building. If he wasn't in the building and, you know, it was everything that he did was before and he left, how is he accessory to murder or attempted murder? Sorry, like he's not. So why not clear? Like, this isn't clearing his name. It's not making him look any better. To be honest, with him rocking back and forth in the chair, it makes him look like he's crazy.
How's he throwing his coworkers under the bus by speaking the truth?
No, really. It's me or them, bitch. You're fucking right. I'm a sing like a fat bitch in church. You got a problem with it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm telling it all. Got a problem with it? It's me or them, nigga. You're not gonna take my fucking life. I ain't ready to go. Now what? Now what?
So, Knoxville Wrestling was attached to WWE through their WWE ID program. That's how they're attached.
So?
Yeah.
So, do you know I had attachments to my fucking gimmick? Do you know anything that I had attached to my name that I've lost? Fuck all. Fuck all.
All right. Also, before we do anything else, I think it's fair that we give an update on how Psycho Stu, the gentleman involved, in how he's doing in the hospital. And his brother put out a statement today and said, let me find it here real quick. This is from Andrew Smith, who is Stuart Smith's brother. He said, "Good morning. Thank you for the outpouring of support. Stuart is conscious and does have some recollection of the events from the day he was attacked." Huh?
Praise God for that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what I want is a fucking peaceful resolution to it all. We're not justifying anything.
Yeah.
I'm just giving the facts. For y'all that can't accept the facts, that ain't my fucking problem.
Yep. So he says also, thank you to everyone for reaching out. It's been difficult to get back to everyone individually. We will be setting up something for anyone who wishes to donate. I will update when the time is right. He's currently resting and says thank you for all the love and support. So I just want to give an update. He is conscious. They say he's still in pretty bad condition though, so he still has a long road to recovery. And like AJ and like CT said, in no way, shape, or form are we having this discussion to justify what the fuck happened.
There is no justification here.
Exactly.
We're not even talking about Raja. We're talking about my experience.
And when it comes to Stu having, so Stu said he had no recollection of after, you know, the initial double leg into the ground slam. No recollection after that is what's been reported. But he would have an idea of what happened before all that stuff went down. So, you know, him walking up and saying, all right, yo, this guy's not. Obviously, Stu didn't know he was. I mean, from the video that's shown, Stu has no clue that he is that Raja wasn't a superstar or a worker that night. Obviously, he didn't know, but that's just gone in the assumption of the video that was shown. I mean, he could have told him, and I mean, I have seen people saying, like, you know, I think it was, I want to say Mark Henry. Mark Henry made the comment about, you know, why are these guys drinking before the show and everything else, which, you know, me personally, I think if you're in that kind of situation and you're an athlete like that, I don't think you should, like, especially some of the stuff that those guys have to do. There's no way that you should be drinking, or I know wrestlers do, and I know they've worked on cutting back on that kind of stuff as far as, like, you know, doing the drugs and everything else like that. They've cut back, they've tried to cut back on that, so there's less liabilities and less injuries and stuff like that, and less fatalities. But, I mean, Knox is a small promotion, so who knows their policies on that kind of stuff. I mean, I have no clue. But, I mean, realistically, if those people were out there drinking and everything else, maybe after their match, cool. But if I mean, the way it looked is those were, I mean, the video that they showed of the first interaction with Stu seemed earlier in the day, and then the event was later that night. So there was periods of time between then that, yeah, you could have sobered up a little bit, but not enough. If you were drinking and everything like that, and you were supposed to be wrestling that night, There's no way that you're clearing yourself up that fast. Just not happening. So, once again, I don't believe AJ's done any wrong here. And I don't believe he should have lost his career over this. Just because he made the comments of, you know, you gotta give him a receipt. But I think he should, if he's innocent of everything that he's saying, put it out there, man. Show it. Like, hey, look, this is what I have. Yes, I've got more that I've got to take to court because I'm going to court, but here's what I can give you. This, he said stuff right now isn't doing much.
Absolving me of all speculatory bullshit regarding some fucking made-up story that I'm an accessory to an attempted murder. Learn how to focus, motherfuckers. You fucking simpletons.
And for everybody in the comment section saying the dude was crashing out, it's not a crash out. He's explaining he was there.
Y'all motherfuckers like y'all try to ruin my life. That's what this is about.
And I guarantee anybody else in this situation will be doing the same fucking exact thing. You lose your job and your fucking shit.
They ain't trying to hear me. They don't want to hear a nigga. They just want to save the great white hope.
Yeah, this man's life and his well-being is on the line. Why the fuck would he be hot about this shit? I'll be 38 hot about this shit too if I was being blamed for it. Like, y'all gotta chill with that kind of shit, man. It's not even about being trolled, man. It's about stating the real. And again, too many people in this conversation think we're trying to make excuses for Roger's action. The shit went over. We said that a million times already.
You're not even paying attention. This is me, my experience, my involvement, me, nobody else. This nigga here.
Definitely not making any excuses for what Roger did. I'm sure he wouldn't either. He overdid it. He overdid it, but all I said was hear the whole story.
Hold on. Raja did not say he did it, or he did not say that. What did he say? I just lost my train of thought when he said that.
Me, nobody else. This nigga here.
Definitely not making any excuses for what Roger did. I'm sure he wouldn't either. He overdid it. He overdid it, but all I said was hear.
No, Raja didn't make any excuses. He just said, "My bad." Of course he didn't make an excuse. He just said, "My bad." Like, it's not like, oh, it's water off my back. I'm a duck.
Hear the whole story first before you pass some peaks. I mean, you got a sentence, you got a hung, you got a trial, everything already. And hear it from somebody that was there, not, your sister's uncle or auntie or something. Hear it from somebody who was there.
I ain't no third-party witness. I was a part of the shit.
And again, I tell anybody that's talking shit in the comment section, take an hour and 45 minutes of your time and go watch the whole fucking video. Like AJ said, he was in that video all of 8 minutes. And how the fuck y'all get, again, whatever your thoughts on what happened with Roger and Stu, that's one thing. But somebody to watch that video and then say,
I'm a flash of the pan in that shit.
I know a few long-time, very well-known professional wrestlers, and I asked one of my good friends, I ain't saying who the fuck it is, but I said, have you ever mistaken somebody who was not a worker or not a talent for a worker in all the years that you've been a wrestler? Have you mistaken somebody who wasn't a worker for a worker? Yes, the decades, and actually, hit them or made a pro? Have you ever done anything like that before? Have you ever, in all the decades, and this is a wrestling superstar, legendary, and he said, nope, never happened. That's what made me a little suspicious.
And that right there would be perfect for cross-examination.
It's a little suspicious when he said that he thought he was part of it. So me and Mike go backstage all the time.
So the only one that I can think of currently is Rob Van Dam, Mark Henry. Who was the other one that I saw that made comments about this? There's one other legend that I saw that made comments about this. Shoot. Let me see if I can find it. JBL, Raja. I think it was this. Yeah.
Attempted murder.
Yeah. This was a crime, was it not, John?
100%. Attempted murder.
Yeah.
There's no other way to describe it. And I'm gonna give you some caveats about what could have been done, but I want to make it very clear. This is 100% Raja Jackson's fault. 100%. The fault and the blame lies 100% with this man. I feel sorry for Rampage, who seems like a really good guy. His talk about his son had a concussion. We can talk about that in a minute, and that he never should have been there to put him in that situation, which is, I think, correct. But 100% of this blame goes on Raja. I mean, no matter what happens here, once this guy's out, the fight's over. If it is a fight, the guy didn't know he was in a fight. So forget about the fact
Yeah, I mean, I definitely gotta be like when it comes to this, JBL saying, once he's out and unconscious, that's it. That's even in UFC. Literally, when the person's out and they're unable to defend themselves or cover themselves up, when you're mounted on top of them, the ref pulls you off immediately. They don't let you get those hits in. And I understand wrestling's different than UFC. It is 100% because they know that both athletes can get hurt, whether it be wrestling or UFC, but UFC, they're going to get hurt a lot more, realistically, if they were to like sit there and ground and pound. But obviously something snapped in Raja when it comes to when Stu was on the ground and unconscious, something snapped in him and he just kept going.
The guy thought he was working and he knocks him out, but at that point it's just attempted murder. I mean, you're hitting. I don't care what happens. I don't care if this happened in the back. A guy's down and out, and you just keep punching him. There's no call for that. If this apparently what happened backstage was not planned. He hit him over the head with something, maybe a gimmick bottle or can or something, whatever it was, and you could tell he didn't know what was coming, or at least it certainly didn't look like it. If Raja would have just punched him then, people would have thought, you know what?
Yes.
Deserved.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done it. Guy's an MMA fighter. He didn't know it was a work. Shit happens.
Yeah.
But it didn't. And then at that point.
Yeah, me personally, I think if the initial interaction would have been Stu hitting him with the can, and then like JBL says, Raja hits him one time, knocks him. That's it. That would have been the end of that situation, but it went way too far.
Whatever you do, I feel sorry for Rikishi. He's part of Knox Pro. This happened at his show. Which he had nothing to do with this. He runs a good show. It's not him. So much happened here, and so many people are going to be a fallout from this. And this is 100% on Raja Jackson, and no one else can. You can say what could have happened, and it's easy to do. I can tell you what should have happened in backstage, but there's no reason for this to happen from Raja Jackson's point, especially once you've hit him and knocked him out. That's attempted murder.
Yeah, and honestly, if anybody, me personally, JBL, one of the most professional, one of the most honest when it comes to everything that he's done. I'm going to take his opinion over some of these other guys.
Wrestlers, they know who's part of the show and who's not. And they never mistake. I know how to fuck up the whole shit now, but they ain't never mistake me for no worker. They never mistakenly thought Mike was no worker. They were trying to make me one. They know. Well, I don't talk shit, but they know that, they know who's a worker and who's not a worker.
There's no murder. If you're talking about justifying murder, there's no fucking murder. So please stop. Please, don't even say that. Don't even say that. Don't say that. You're talking about, come on, that's a very sensitive subject. And we're not even dealing in that. Again, speculation and bullshit. We're not dealing with that.
Yeah, quit that shit. Y'all got to stop with that.
In this case.
Boy, it's a lot of people in the comment section tonight.
I'm making it worse than making myself guilty. Okay. You got it.
Y'all killing these comments. Let me show some love.
See, he's getting baited. He's definitely getting baited.
For the people who did super chats. So King White, know you like podcasts. I saw your super chat. We appreciate you so much. Thank y'all for the super chats. Let me thank you for that before I get back.
I should have stayed quiet, nigga. You need to learn how to spell because you just wrote I should have stayed quit. You need to get that on phonics, nigga.
I feel so
Trying to talk shit and can't even articulate it properly, bitch.
See, he's doing the internet, the Facebook angry person, where they're like, they look for the smallest little thing. It's like, oh, you didn't put that comma there. Oh, you idiot, you forgot to put the apostrophe in your. Oh my God, you're an idiot. He's getting baited.
All right, so again, I know AJ. Some other people have catching some flack. He has other wrestlers that was in the ring at the same time. And I don't know if you know this, but Raja got.
I said this earlier, bro. I said this earlier. Nobody really knew what the fuck was going on. That's why we kept rolling with the story as the fucking film was rolling, because everybody in the venue had no fucking clue. The rep, they didn't fucking know. All of this shit was planned on the fly. There's a lot of moving parts here. You can't just shut down operation and brief everybody that we got some bullshit going. It's fucked up. Here's a question for you: trying to play judge, jury, and executioner for AJ since you care so much. Why don't you ask his brother how much the family is holding AJ accountable?
What?
Yeah, he he says, since here's a question for you, trying to play judge, executioner towards AJ, for people who are trying to do that. Since you care so much about Stu, the gentleman who was injured, why don't you ask his brother?
But Stu knows that I didn't.
How much the family is holding AJ accountable? How much?
Well, Stu knows that this ain't me.
How much is Stu's family holding AJ? That would tell you a lot. Is his
I
family?
bet they wanted the family holding you responsible.
No, that's what he's asking. That's what
I didn't fucking do nothing.
And again, let's be real. Roger played his part and nobody's justifying what Roger did. But again, you don't just walk up and hit a motherfucking head with a full beer can of beer and not think some shit is gonna come from that incident.
It wasn't a full beer can. Or full. It wasn't a full can of beer. It was a gimmick can. You can literally see it. Because if that was a full fucking can of beer, it wouldn't have imploded like it did. That can was obviously opened and already drank from, or it was a prop gimmick can. If you've ever if you've ever taken a can of pop or a can of beer or whatever it might be, you're not just smacking it and it just implodes. It doesn't. You have to actually hit pretty hard with that thing. And Stu, when he hit Raja, if he hit him as hard as it would to cause that can to implode, Raja would have moved. He would have had some moving. He would have stumbled, realistically.
Yeah. Come to think of it, you're talking about if the family is holding me accountable. I think some of them was there at the hospital when I went. And the only reason I didn't say is because some of the other guys that were from Knox Road were already placing the blame on me, and it was a very fucking uncomfortable situation. And then, so Ty said, I was going to mention names. I'm sorry, brother. One of the boys was like, I think you should just go home. And that's when I knew that they was trying to pass it up on me. So he told me to go home and take me to home. No, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. And that shit is very important to communicate to the ref what the fuck's going on. If you ain't got no fucking head and ain't got no fucking monitor, you know, big man ain't gonna say his name. He wasn't there. Typically when he's there, they're watching everything on the monitor. Everybody's got a fucking headpiece. Ref's got a fucking headpiece. And they didn't have that.
The point is everyone wants to hold accountable.
I'm not accountable for anything, but I'm not accountable for anyone's actions but my own. And I have just spoken, and I appreciate that. I have just spoken, or I have just elaborated on my own actions. There's nothing more for me to elaborate on because, like I said, I was only in the video for 8 minutes.
Okay. So, I'm gonna link the video in chat if you want to watch the rest of it. Realistically, he didn't say shit. Nothing changed. And I just think that he should put out some receipt or some like indication of like, hey, this is what I have to prove on myself, and you know, like, hey, I can give you what proof I can, but the rest of it I'm gonna take to court. That's the way I see it. I was gonna react to this one. Oh, I guess I will.
Well,
This is Doug, the Epic, the gentleman that actually pulled Raja off of Stu. And Raja tried to fight Doug while he was trying to pull him off, telling him, you know, hey, chill out, calm down, like, you know, stop. And in the process, Raja hit Doug, as you can see here in the orbital bone, and caused him to start bleeding and stuff like that.
hello, people. I wanted to make a video from a more coherent, thoughtful mind. I made the video the day after. I was very upset. Wasn't coping very well. A lot of pain in my soul. I still feel pretty broken up over everything. And you know, now I'm just trying to process not just the event, but you know, everything in totality, right? You know, like I got people messaging me all kinds of nonsense. I know what I said. Oh, I'd fight Rampage if it got Stu's medical bills paid for, and I would. I'd get my ass fucking handed to me. But I would. Wouldn't be the greatest thing for my health either.
I definitely don't think he should do that. Rampage would beat the bricks off this man.
Let's be real. Just so many things. The fact that people are sending death threats to lots of parties involved. I'm getting threats of violence, all kinds of stuff. But it's not okay to send death threats over to Rampage either, or even Raja. Like, just in perspective, he's 25 years old. He did a terrible thing. But I wasn't the greatest 20-something-year-old. And I've done a lot of stupid things. Nothing to that extent, but, like, that's a volatile age. And for somebody to be gassed up and hyped up, not only by streamers, but by somebody that's a friend. And yes, I'm still mad that worker, I don't even want to give the guy any more praise. I don't want to mention his name. He's an idiot.
He's talking about AJ here, obviously. But people keep giving Raja this grace of, oh, he's 25, he's 25, you know. Almost murdering somebody. Putting somebody into the hospital in the situation that he did. Having him choke on his own blood, choke on his own teeth. Flatlining twice. Punching somebody undefensible 23 times in the face. And you're a 25-year-old gentleman. Yes, you are a fighter. Can't take it away from you. And you're being gassed up by 12-year-olds, 12 and 14-year-olds, because he was on Kick. Let's be real. Between Twitch and Kick, that's the majority of your audience is 12 to, I think, 17-year-old kids, for the most part. There are adults, obviously. But, anyways. They gassed him up so much that he was enraged. And I'm sure it's not just his audience there. It's also Rampage's fault as his dad trying to be his friend. I wouldn't even say friend. Trying to be a troll and making the comments of him being in there with men in tights. I mean, there's videos that have come out of Rampage almost essentially making fun of his son, trying to make him come off as gay, which, bro, come on. We're in 2025 at this point. I understand masculinity is whatever it is nowadays. You have to, I mean, in my opinion, the dudes that are over at masculine come off as the gayest dudes ever. But that's just me. That's just me. If you have to show your masculinity so much, like, yeah, I'm masculine, I don't know, it's kind of screaming that you're not as masculine as you say. But, yeah, between his dad being a troll and, my opinion, a dick to him, and then his audience gassing him up and trying to tell him that, you know, essentially calling him a bitch, which is what he got upset about. You're 25, bro. I was 25. I'm 34 now. I would have never thought about assaulting somebody like this, even if I got trolled on the internet. I mean, come on. I grew up in the Xbox era. You know how many times I got called the F slur or called a bitch or, you know, called the N word or whatever it might be. How many times I got that? Didn't cause me to go psycho.
But you brought this 25-year-old to an event, and then you're getting them backstage, you're walking them up to people. The beer can thing happens, which I don't agree with. Stu apologized and asked if you're going to sell it. That's when you know he really sincerely thought it was a work. He asked, are you going to sell it? Like, I would be upset too. You don't know the situation. AJ's not explaining it. Oh, goddamn, I mentioned it. Well, there it is. He doesn't explain it. He's sitting there just, instead of trying to find a way to calm Raja down, you know, he's not a worker, he's not this, he's not that, then they're walking away. Like, you have a moment to be a good mentor and a friend to somebody, and if you know he had a concussion, you know his mind's not in the right place, the last thing you need to do is up the energy and intensity of what he's feeling inside. He's got to be boiling. You know? So, like, that to me in itself is crazy.
Now, my only thought here is he makes a comment about, you know, upping his energy. AJ, I mean, as far as I'm assuming, with AJ, at least it seemed like it. So, from the video that is shown, Stu and Raja squashed it outside, and then they talked about putting it into the story. And then from there, they went inside the building, and this is where you see AJ and Raja, and he tells him, you know, you better give him a receipt. So there's that period of time where he had time to cool off. And I'm sure he did. I'm sure he cooled off at one point in time, because he doesn't seem angry when he's with Raja. And he tells him to give him the receipt. Doesn't seem like it, but it could be, you know, I'm reading it wrong.
As an older person with, you know, as a mentor, if you're a friend, your job is to not lead them into getting themselves in trouble. Your job is to protect them from getting in trouble. You know, just why I'm so broken up, because of the kids at the event, the messages I receive from parents, and, you know, even hearing about the little girl that we have the wrestling group with.
And also the death threats towards everybody is just ridiculous. Get off the internet. Get off the internet if that's what you do. It's just childish.
Our job's to protect them from seeing these things, and we're supposed to protect them from making bad choices or making the same mistakes we made. You know, that's your job as an adult. So, I'm reflecting on the whole situation, and I think the anger is still out there. I'm still very angry, still upset. Can't really watch the video. I see it everywhere, and it hurts my heart. But if anything, I want to raise more money for Stu. He's recovering. He's made some jokes. He still has no recollection of the event. I really want to find a silver lining in all of this, and I think it's completely I think what's happening is this over sensationalized push of, you know, one side being bad and one side being good, you know, and yeah, someone did an atrocious act, but like, let's try to level out how we got there. I know, like, that's not the outcome anyone should ever do, but like, there was a lot of moving pieces that got involved in that, and I think taking a step back And looking at that, it's just time to have better conversations, because at the end of the day, all we could really do from here, instead of spewing more hate, is looking at this as a moment, like where you're being amped up by your friends to do stuff to get you in trouble. It's almost like when you're in high school and you got a bunch of kids that want you to fight another kid, and everyone's pushing the scenario, and you get all this pressure, and then it happens, and afterwards you're like, why the hell did I do that? Right. I think it's time to start talking about like responsibilities of people as friends, and time to start talking about the roles we play in other people's lives, and and who we have around us. You can't have people that aren't positive and care about your well-being around you. You don't want people that are playing games, that are trying to get clout or excitement. Like in Raja's case, I heard, oh, we could get your dad involved now. Like, heard that in the video, and I'm like, that's the main objective here, is just to get clout.
Yeah, and I mean, he makes this comment about because that's the second time I've heard that. That's the second wrestlers make the comment about, we need to bring in your father. Because even AJ said it. AJ made the comment about people making that, about saying that. And Doug, Doug was from what I saw in the video, Doug was nowhere near the locker room that they had. He wasn't even there. So, like he's going out, from what I'm assuming is he literally is going off of what he saw in the video as far as what happened outside.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think through this. Like I said, I'm done throwing anger out into the world. I'm still angry. I'm not really going to be able to move on from this because it's haunting. It just replays in my head all the time. And I'm thinking about all the people affected by it. I don't know. If anyone has a comment on or just trying to find a way to process through this information to help stir up better conversations, because people have turned this into a race thing or this or that, and I think that's low and stupid.
Yeah, it's definitely not a race thing. I personally haven't seen anybody any comments on the race thing, but I'm sure they're out there. It wouldn't shock me.
The world needs a lot more love than chaos right now, and this whole situation has been nothing.
Hey. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of chaos.
Nothing but chaos. So, with that said, I just wanted to put this video out with my calmer, collective thoughts. My thoughts all day are with Stu and the families that were there. I'm even upset at myself for losing my temper. I can say it's justified, but it's not having an excuse to lose your tempers. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this one.
And I mean, I can definitely understand where he's coming. Well, not understand, but I can empathize with him when it comes to him being upset the day after everything happened. I mean, I'm sure if he could take it back, well, maybe. I'm just assuming here. I'm assuming that he would take that interview back. He did. And because I'm sure, everybody in that interview, Doug and the gentleman sitting sitting next to him, they were both very heated because, the situation when it was at that time. So, I can understand why they were heated. But I mean, you know, calmer minds. What's the phrase? Calmer minds, something, something. Yeah. Anyways. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just coming down to they need to get Raja, get all the footage, and work it out from there. I mean, these superstars and the Knox Wrestling needs to stop silencing these athletes and telling them you have to do this, you have to do this, you know. You have to listen, you know, if you're going to put out a statement, run it by us first. That's just wrong. You're just going to censor what you don't want to put out there. But that's my 2 cents on it at this point. Raja went over too far, way too far, way too far. People tried to protect him. People are going after AJ Mana. And, you know, like he said, he's lost everything. I feel for the guy. I don't think he was putting a hit out on Stu. And I honestly don't think that he deserves what's happened to him at this point. When I first saw the situation happening, I thought, you know, AJ was guilty of something. But, you know, after multiple videos and, you know, kind of looking at the, you know, his comments and a couple other comments as far as AJ, I don't think he should have been treated the way he was. The promotion company is definitely at fault for trying to promote this the way that they did, because they wanted to tell everybody to be hush hush, but they still wanted them to promote the promotion on their social medias with everything that was happening, trying to get their 15 minutes of fame off of this and trying to push the promotion. So, yeah, Raja, straight to jail. AJ, feel for the guy. He should get his job back. He should. I mean, he probably doesn't want it back at this point. I wouldn't. But, you know, another company should pick him up. And same way with Epic. I mean, Epic, he left from what it seems. And to be honest, I think NXT should pick him up. I saw some of his matches, and I think NXT should pick him up. He seems like he looks like he's the same age, but he looks like he's kind of like an Aleister Black. And I mean, we need more Aleister Blacks in wrestling, to be honest. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. Hopefully this is the last video I do on it. Except for, you know, the final outcome. I think that'll be the last time I cover it. Just because there's not a whole lot at this point. I mean, it's literally just going back and forth on the same things. But yep, finish up on that one. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all that.